association. So association, of course, means association with devotees. And that is important because the medium by which bhakti manifests in the world is through devotees. Bhakti is spiritual. And of course, the Lord wants bhakti to manifest in the material world. Sometimes the Lord comes directly as avatar, and that he displays bhakti. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for instance, he gave bhakti to all sorts of people. However, the Lord is not present all the time. Avatars only come once every yuga for a few years. So, in the meantime, there has to be a method by which bhakti manifests in this world. So that is through the devotees of the Lord. So when the Lord is not personally present, then the devotees in the Lord manifest that bhakti. Now, of course, they're not the Supreme Lord, so the bhakti does not manifest exactly in the same way. The Lord has specific powers which are remarkable. So the jivas don't have those powers. Nevertheless, the Lord does empower these devotees to spread bhakti. So it is through devotees that bhakti arises and bhakti develops in the material world. So that's why they're very, very important. So, of course, that means that when we talk about devotee, the devotee must have that bhakti. And we call them a devotee. So we have what is called the fake devotee. They're not real devotees, but they dress up like devotees. So that's not the association we're talking about. We're talking about a person who has sincere faith and is practicing the process of bhakti very nicely. So that association with the devotee encourages another person to take it up, and then he advances on the path. So what is the function of that devotee? How does his association produce effect? And one, of course, is simply influence. Another, of course, is instructions. So instructions are important because otherwise we may have spiritual interests, but we don't have clarity on what to do and how to do it, what the goal is. So it is through knowledge conveyed by the devotees that we actually get a clear idea of who is God, how to worship God, what is our conduct, etc. This, of course, is also coming from Scripture. So we can also just read Scripture and get some information that way. But usually that is not sufficient. We also need clarification of certain points and practical advice on how to implement bhakti. So we need the devotee there as well. And the devotee, of course, acts as a source of inspiration for another person. So therefore, the devotee is very important because he transmits knowledge. So this is not normal knowledge. We have material knowledge transmission. That's, of course, in the material world, we do that all the time. But this is spiritual knowledge. So it is spiritual because not only it's scriptural, but it comes through the devotee. If it doesn't come through the devotee, it comes through another person, then it becomes material knowledge. It loses its proper quality. So that knowledge comes through a devotee, then it has its spiritual significance and influence on the person. So in this way, very important that we take that association. So what is the attitude of the person who receives mercy and knowledge? Yes, he has to be a worthy receptacle. He has to accept that knowledge properly. He has to have faith. He has to have respect. He has to have a desire for spiritual advancement. So that's his qualification for accepting the knowledge. So once that happens, and then there's a responsibility on the part of that devotee. He has to do something. He has to do activities. He has to follow the instructions. So though the devotee can give knowledge, it is up to the individual to start practicing properly. So there's some responsibility on his part. And he implements the instructions properly, then he will get proper result. So that is pretty straightforward. The individual is influenced by other human beings. And that influence plays a huge role on the development of an individual. So, of course, in early life, the parents are the main influence. And this will produce the adult and his qualities, interests, etc., to some degree. If it is the parents are favorable spiritually, then it's a good asset. If they're not, then it's the opposite. We end up with opposite tendencies. So that type of association is a little bit unpredictable. But if we have a good fortune of having good parents, then we get proper upbringing, and the result is very good. Then the influence of the devotee is there. So it's compared to a spatika. A person is like a spatika, and if we put the clear crystal near a red object, it looks red. If we put it near a blue flower, it looks blue. Put it near a yellow flower, it looks yellow. So people are like that. They are like spatikas. And according to their association, they pick up qualities. So as I said, when they're children, they associate with parents and they pick up their qualities. Later on, they associate with other people, with friends and whatever like that, and they begin to pick up those qualities. So this is simply the nature of human beings. They tend to pick up qualities of other persons quite easily. So, of course, crystal is not living. It's just so it's only by it comes near an object, then it looks red or green or whatever. Human beings, of course, also by proximity get influenced to some degree. But the more powerful influence is when it's not only closeness, but there's an intimate relationship established. That influence is very great. So that is why people who have a close relationship as friends, they will influence each other a lot. And they'll tend to pick up the same interests and same opinions, etc. They share everything. So intimacy produces very great sharing of qualities. So that is a more powerful type of association, not just closeness, but actually intimate association. So therefore, a person has to watch very carefully who he associates with. It goes both ways. If we associate with a person with bad qualities, we can pick up the bad qualities if it's intimate association. We have an intimate association with a person with good qualities, we can pick up the good qualities also. If we associate with a spiritual person, we can get the spiritual qualities. Okay? This is also a very reasonable type of explanation. So, scriptures tell us that we have to be very careful. We have to choose our association very carefully because of this. And if we want to spiritually develop, then we have to choose spiritual association, that is sadhusanga. And this has great influence on our spiritual development. The only problem comes is that's when we are obligated to associate with material people, as when we have jobs or we go to school or whatnot. So this becomes a little bit of a problem because we can get influenced by them. However, as I said, the influence of simply coming close to the person is not so important. So we can live in the material world and not worry too much about that. But the big problem, the big danger is when the association is quite close and intimate. But then the influence can become much greater. Now, of course, we don't have choice often on who we get to associate in work and whatever like that. The only choice we will have there is whether we want to associate intimately or not. So that much we can do in our work situation or other situations in the material world. Better not to establish intimate relationships with another person who does not have proper qualities or who is unspiritual or materialistic, etc. So scriptures also define what is, we know satsanga means devotee of the Lord. What is asatsanga? Who should we avoid to have intimate association with? So various types of people are there. So one is a person who is very sinful. So we have to avoid that type of association. Another is a person who has very materialistic ideas, atheistic ideas, no belief in God, for instance. Very attached to material objects. Another person is a person who is impersonalist. We may say they're spiritual, but we associate intimately, we'll get impersonal ideas also mixed up in it. Or we can associate with other spiritual people who have mixed type of religion. They mix a little bit of everything together. Also, it tends to create influence on us, and our bhakti will get spoiled that way also. So people may be dharmic or interested in Mayavad philosophy or whatever, still also dangerous because we get influenced by that type of idea. So all sorts of things which are not favorable to bhakti. Basically, we have to avoid those type of people who have feelings and ideas and attitudes which are opposed to bhakti. Then we avoid those people as much as possible, and we avoid intimate relationships with those persons. So that's much we can do. As far as devotees are concerned, then we have different types of devotees. So of course we have the fake devotee who dresses up like a devotee but actually is not a devotee at all. So that of course we avoid. Then we have, of course, devotees who have very mixed ideas in their head. In other words, they're not following the path of pure bhakti. So we can associate with such persons, but we also have to be careful. So, and we don't act as an equal, rather we try to give them good guidance by which they can get pure bhakti. Then we have devotees who are practicing pure bhakti. So there we can establish intimate relationships as equals. And this is very good for our advancement. So we can, in the Nectar of Instruction, it says you can exchange gifts or other things, other items, and you can exchange food, prasadam, or you can exchange knowledge. These are good exchange. Then there's association with the superior devotee. So in that relationship, it's not an equal relationship. There's other person superior. So there we take instructions and we gain knowledge from that person. So we have different ways of associating with different types of devotees. And we do so in this way, then this is the cause of our advancement. We associate with different types of devotees in different ways, avoid the non-devotees, and then we can advance very nicely in our devotional service. So there's nothing so complicated about this. We avoid the non-devotees and we associate with the devotees in these different ways. And this will help us advance very nicely. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives an example of the seed of bhakti being planted in the heart by Guru and Krishna's mercy in the favorable field of the heart, which means the person has shraddha or faith. Once the seed is planted, then it should sprout and grow leaves and gradually grow and grow and grow and then develop flowers and fruit. That's the natural progress of a seed. However, that seed does not just grow on its own. It needs careful attention. So once the devotee has faith and he has the process of bhakti, that devotee is responsible for his sadhana. So he must cultivate that plant, not anyone else. So the devotee is the gardener, and the gardener has to be responsible. The gardener also has to have knowledge. You can't be a gardener if you think that we can make the plant grow without water or without sunlight or whatever. So we have to have some knowledge about bhakti to see how the bhakti can grow. So it's not only we get mercy from devotees and whatever, we also have to be responsible to cultivate that plant of bhakti in the proper way, using proper knowledge, proper methods, proper actions, proper attitudes, etc. So if we follow the process given by the devotees in scripture, then okay, we can do it. We get the knowledge and we can do it. Just like a person, he may not know too much about gardening, but he can get a book and then he can start reading about how to care for a certain plant, whatever like that. Or he gets instruction from another person who's growing those plants, and then he's able to do it. So it's not such a difficult thing as long as we follow the instructions properly. But nevertheless, he has to do the work. So he has to water the garden. He must see that there's no weeds in the garden. He has to protect the plant, give it sunlight, etc. So similarly, each devotee is responsible for the growth of his own bhakti. He has to do certain activities in a certain way. So watering is like the hearing and chanting processes. We have to do these properly, and you have to do it regularly. If we water a plant once a month, it's not going to survive. So therefore, we water daily the creeper of bhakti by chanting daily, hearing daily. This is regular process. And we do it very attentively. There is even in a, what do they call it, material science, they take care of plants and they water them and whatever, they grow, whatever. But they also found if you cultivate the plant with care, it grows better. If you cultivate the plant and you curse it all the time and make fun of it, then it doesn't grow properly. So therefore, yes, we follow the procedure, but we do have to have that devotion in our cultivation. Always necessary. So in this way we cultivate. But then, of course, the weeds grow up and we have to pull out the weeds. So these are called the different anarthas that may appear in our bhakti. So who pulls the weeds out? The gardener. You can say, oh, somebody else is going to pull the weeds out. I'll just relax. I'll water the garden, but I won't pull the weeds out. No, you have to also pull the weeds out. So we cultivate bhakti, but then material desires start creeping up, whatever, bad habits creep up. So we are responsible for inspecting and seeing these things and removing them. So we have to examine ourselves and see the unfavorable aspects and then try to remove those anarthas. Then there is aparad, offense. So, of course, we have the 10 aparads, nam aparads, very famous. So, among those, the offense against the devotee, Vaishnava aparad is considered the most serious. It's called the mad elephant offense. So, a mad elephant is an elephant that's gone crazy. And therefore, it comes in the village and it just pulls everything up. So in this way, You cultivate your plant of bhakti very nicely, but mad elephant comes along and the plant is gone. No plant. So in other words, the Vaishnava aparad can destroy the bhakti. So we have to be very careful that we avoid the Vaishnava aparad, offense against devotees. So one way of preventing it is we build a strong fence around the plant so the elephant can't get in. So what do we make the fence out of? So we have Association of Devotees. So this prevents us from doing aparads. So in other words, if we associate with devotees nicely, that's the opposite of Vaishnava aparad. So by associating nicely with devotees, then we have no room for Vaishnava aparad. So if we follow these simple instructions, then plant of bhakti can grow nicely. So that association, therefore, is very important because it gives us proper guidance on how to cultivate the plant, take care of the plant, etc., safeguard the plant. They can help us pull out the weeds, and they protect us from aparads. So we take these safeguards and we diligently cultivate the process of bhakti, then we get success. So the plant grows leaves, plant grows flowers, and then finally the fruit comes out. So this is a methodical process. But at the same time, it's not simply mechanical because it involves the individual, the jiva, and involves the process of bhakti. So ultimately, it manifests properly if we follow the proper process and we have this connection with the Supreme Lord, which is the whole purpose of the process of bhakti. It's basically connection with the Supreme Lord. So because of that connection, then we get proper results. Krishna arranges all the proper results for us. So we should just follow the instructions properly, and then we get the proper result. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, why bad things is influence much higher than good things?
Huh?
Why bad things is influence much higher than good things?
Why do bad things influence more than good things? It depends on the person. If he has bad qualities to begin with, then obviously bad qualities very easily influence him. If he's a person of very high qualities, then very unlikely he's going to be affected by the lower qualities. Yeah? So people in Sattva generally not affected by people in Tamagun. People in Tamagun are more affected by Tamagun people, etc. So according to one's own qualities, one gets affected by different things. So if one is fixed in one particular guna, then likely he won't get so influenced by the other gunas or be attracted to them. So it's just a matter of one's own progress through the gunas also, which causes the effect.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. During your lecture, you talked about associations. There was one point like we should avoid associating with very simple person. So please, can you elaborate it more?
Who's a sinful person? Huh? Well, of course, we don't know completely, but if we talk to people, then we can understand what their habits are. So if they're drinking and smoking and addicted to all sorts of, let's say, intoxicants, if they have illicit sex activities, etc., then obviously they're sinful persons. So breaking regulated principles, and we can understand it's sinful.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. You told that Association of Devotees is the fence to avoid Vaishnava Aparadha. But when we commit Vaishnava Aparadha only when we are in the Association of Devotees. If we are not in the Association of Devotees, there is no question of Vaishnava Aparadha. So how to?
Well, of course, association, we have demons, they don't associate with devotees, they commit aparadhas. Shishupala is an aparadhi, Kamsa is an aparadhi, Ravana is an aparadhi. They don't associate with devotees. So it's not necessarily have to associate with devotees to commit aparadhas. Of course, the devotee has the possibility of committing aparadhas against other devotees because he more intimately associates with devotees. But hopefully, if he follows the process properly, then he shouldn't have any aparadhas because he knows that the devotees are the source of it.
मेरा नाम मनुष्य है मेरे पति का नाम समीर है मेरे दो बच्चे
University, I was interested in philosophy, but then I took a philosophy course. I wasn't too interested in philosophy after I took that course. And I studied arts and things like that. And I was interested in meditation, but I couldn't find any good place to meditate at. And I went to the TM people, made an appointment with them. Somehow it didn't work out, so I didn't get any TM mantra. And I graduated from university, and then I went to Japan. I was more or less on holiday for a year. Then I met the devotees, several devotees on the Ginza, dressed very strangely. And then we're distributing Back to Godhead magazines, which was a very, I say, primitive work at that time. So I took a copy, and they invited me to the temple in Tokyo. So eventually I went to that place. I found it with a friend. It was a rather obscure address. And it was a very small place, about as big as a little corner over there, maybe about 8 feet by 10 feet. That was their temple room. And they lived next to it, another room about the same size. And that was they used to have a Sunday program there. That was Sudama and his wife and another devotee there. I used to go to the Sunday programs, and they would serve sweet rice and halava and a few other things, which I couldn't remember. And they had some small Jagannath deities. So I would come to the kirtan every weekend. I don't remember much about lectures or anything, but they had kirtan. And there was also some young Japanese, mainly hippies, attending the program. So I used to come to that quite regularly for the kirtan. And then that was about for 6 months, I guess. I met them in January. And in August, Prabhupada was supposed to come there on his way to India. He was talking to Danyapana at that time about publishing books. And I think he published the Krishna book then through them. And he wanted to publish other books through them because it was cheaper in Japan. So he came to talk to them. And he came with some sannyasis like Kirtan Ananda and who else? Madhavisa and Tal Krishna and Devananda and Kartikeya and a few others. About 6 people came with him. So I went to the airport when Prabhupada came, and I just met Prabhupada then, which was very short because I couldn't see him too closely. And then the next time I saw him several times. Well, I met him personally. Sudama brought me to meet him personally once in his little house. And then another time was at the famous Vyasa Puja ceremony. They had because Prabhupada came and they celebrated Jamashtami there one night. I didn't know about it. Next day I came and they celebrated Vyasa Puja. So we all came in the room and we were doing kirtan and Prabhupada was sitting in the Vyasa's son, but he didn't look very happy. They were doing kirtan and everything like that. And then the kirtan stopped, and then Prabhupada gave a little lecture, and he says, "If this is not the way you celebrate Vyasa Puja, and if you want to know, you should ask. If you don't do it correctly, you shouldn't concoct anything." So like this, and then Sudama was crying, and I didn't actually know what was happening. It was a little strange, but anyway. They actually didn't do things properly because they didn't offer flowers, and I think we ate the feast before Prabhupada came in or something like that. So everything was reversed. So then Prabhupada had to do the whole ceremony again next day. I didn't come for that, however. Anyway, in the meantime, then Prabhupada invited me to come to India with him. I wasn't a devotee at the time. I was chanting 16 rounds and coming to the temple. So then Prabhupada asked Sudama if I'd like to come to India with them. So then I said yes. I hadn't really planned anything out because I hadn't actually determined what I would do after university at that time. So then I came to India with Prabhupada. And then after that, I stayed with Prabhupada in India when he went around to different places. And sometimes I met him, sometimes we were alone. We were maybe a week or two in Calcutta. And then Prabhupada left and he went to Bombay. Then we met him in Bombay. We traveled different places. Sometimes I was there, sometimes I wasn't there. And then eventually I went back to Japan after about 6 months or so. Maybe a little longer, 8 months or so. I went back to Japan because Sudama needed people. And of course, I continued there for several years. I think about 5 years, 6, 7 years. And so that's how I began Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna, Sumitra Vishnu Prabhu, are you there? Hare Krishna, Ranga Krishna Prabhu, would you like to suggest what to do?
Oh, give me a minute. I'm driving. I'll just pass it and then talk to you. 1 second, please.
Okay.
Prabhu, he's not picking up. I'll try some other devotee. He's not picking up. I'll try some other devotee. One second, Prabhu.
He knows Sanskrit. Let him translate. Those days. So Prabhupada could recognize the talent of Maharaj having the interest. Hare Krishna, Kalanidhi Prabhu. Oh, he's not hearing. Okay. They want some
I
translation.
can hear you, Prabhuji.
Bhanu Maharaj வந்து
We were not audible. It was not audible so far. Now it's audible. Yes.
Yeah,
பக்தி
I
தூண்டு
can hear
செய்ய
you.
பிரபுபாத் வந்து அவர்கிட்ட வந்து என்ன படிக்கிற ஆர்வம் பார்த்தேன். பிலோசபர் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் மகாராஜ் அந்த காலத்துல. So even right from those days, you used to study Sanskrit. Maharaj studied Sanskrit in Navadvip for 10 years, daily from Radha Mother Temple to Navadvip. We used to go by boat. நவதீப்ல இருக்கிற அங்க சம்ஸ்கிருத வித்வான் கிட்ட வந்து சம்ஸ்கிருதம் கத்துப்பார். அந்த ஆர்வம் இருந்திருக்கு. Interest was there. For that reason, if you just turn your head on the left side, you can see the beautiful work, how Maharaj has been able to produce.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, Smitra Prabhu, we are able to hear you. Kalanidhi Prabhu is able to hear you to translate. Murali Prabhu.
ஸோ அந்த சம்ஸ்கிருத்தில் வந்து ஒரு நல்லா படித்து புரிஞ்சுண்டு he was able to translate the works of the previous acharyas. These works are not ordinary. This is going to be the pokisham, the treasure for the future generations also. Because many of the Goswami's works, which are all in Bengali and Sanskrit, they're all there in manuscripts. Only a few scholars could read. But for Maharaj வருங்காலத்தில் இருக்கிற பக்தர்களுக்கோசம் எல்லாம் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கார். So we are very, very fortunate that we have an association of Maharaj, just he spoke today in the lecture. And it's very important that even though he doesn't have Diksha disciples, he has many Siksha disciples all over the world. எல்லா இடத்துலையும் அவர் திக்ஷா குரு தான், அந்த திக்ஷா கூட ஆரம்பிக்கல, நான் சிக்ஷா கொடுப்பார். In many of his lectures, he mentions Siksha is more important than Diksha. ஏன்னா திக்ஷா வாங்கின உடனே திக்ஷா குரு வந்து he'll be traveling. Siksha Guru is consistently giving information and knowledge on the science of Krishna consciousness. அந்த லெவலில் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்மளாம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கொடுத்து வச்சிருக்கோம். So we should take advantage of Maharaj Association through his Vapu, Vani, or what he has written in his books, and try to, he loves to be asked questions. சில சமயம் நம்ம வந்து குரு கிட்ட போய் என்ன கேள்வி கேட்போம், ஆஃபீஸ் மாற்றலாமா, எனக்கு வந்து பண உதவி வேணும், கடன் கேட்டிருக்கேன், மாறா எனக்கோசம் கொஞ்சம் ப்ரே பண்ணுங்க கடன் கிடைக்கணும்னு, இல்லை வேற வேலை மாற்றிக்கலாமா, இல்லைன்னா வந்து இந்த பொண்ணை கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கலாமா, அண்ணன் பையனை கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கலாமா. ஒரு மாறா சொன்னார், எதுக்கு இவெல்லாம் இதுக்கோசரம் வர, சன்னியாசிக்கிட்ட போய் இப்போ எப்படி ஒருத்தர் வந்து கிருஷ்ணருக்கு என்ன கேள்வி கேட்குறார், ஆத்மா, உடம்பு, ஹை சயின்ஸ், கிருஷ்ண கான்ஷியஸ் உணர்வுகளை பற்றி கேட்கணும். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து இத்தனை கேள்விகள்லாம் வந்து உங்கள் கர்மாக்கு தகுந்த போய் வந்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஆனால் ஆன்மீக விஷயத்தில் வந்து மாறாதுக்கு அந்த கேள்வி கேட்டிங்கன்னா சொல்லிகிட்டே இருப்பார். சுத்த பக்தினா என்ன, தூய பக்தி எப்படி அடையணும், எனக்கு வந்து என்னால் சாண்டிங் வந்து சுத்தமாக பண்ண முடியல, ஜப்பம் பண்ணிச்சா ருச்சி கிடைக்க மாட்டேன்றது, அந்த மாதிரி கேள்விகளை கேட்க கேட்க மாராஜ் வந்து தன்னோட பதில சொல்வார். அது கேட்ட மாத்திரம் போறாது, அது வந்து கடைப்பிடிக்கணும். கடைப்பிடிச்சா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இருக்கு, ஐ ரிமெம்பர் many years back in T-Nagar, daily he used to give class, Bhagavatam class. Suddenly on Saturday, he'll be sitting after Jayarada Madhava, he has some bundle of papers. எல்லாரும் கொடுத்துருவாரு. அந்த காலத்து கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல used to type some 10 questions based on the past 2 weeks lecture. 5 நாளுக்கு கொடுத்த லெக்சருக்குலாம் he used to ask the 10 questions and distribute to everyone. He says, today you have to answer that questions based on what class he had given. I still remember, even I have written it. So half an hour time he'll give. எல்லாரும் எழுதணும். எழுதி முடிச்சோன்னே, have you finished? Okay, stop now. Give your paper to your neighbor, next devotee. And he will tell the answer. I will be correcting his paper will be corrected by you. We'll put whatever marks. But last question is very important. கடைசியில் ஒரு question கேட்பார். How many rounds you chanted today? Today now the time is 8:55. And we got up at 4:30 or 5 or whatever. And Mangalarti and Tulsi Puja. Then we should write that today how many rounds you chanted. That is going to make your test pass. நீங்கள் வந்து 9 கொஸ்டின் கரெக்டாக 100 மார்க்ஸ் வாங்கியிருக்கலாம். அந்த கடைசியில் வந்து if you write 8 rounds, you will be getting 0 marks. Maharaj is very particular that before you take prasadam, என்னது 9 மணி பிரசாதம் சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி you should finish your rounds. And he is following that. எவ்வளோ பேர் இங்கே பண்ணுறீங்க அது? Maharaj will be very happy. ஓகே, நிறைய பேர் உண்மையை சொல்கிறாங்க. அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்த 2022 மார்னிங் வந்து துளசி பூஜை வந்து 5:15 முடிஞ்சிடும். 5:30லேருந்து 7:30 மணி வரைக்கும் தர்ஷனம் நடத்தி சாலிட் 2 hours ஈஸியாக முடிச்சிடலாம். அப்படி முடிக்க முடியலையா, get up early, get up at 3:45 before Mangalarti at 4 rounds. Maharaj is very particular that devotees follow the sadhana. Let it be mechanical. நம்மளுக்குலாம் பக்தி வராது, மெக்கானிக்கலாக பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கலாம், பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். எப்படி எல்லாரும் ஆஃபீஸ் போகிறாங்க கரெக்டாக 7 மணினா 6 மணிக்கே போயிடுவோம் பஸ் ஸ்டாண்டுக்கு. மெக்கானிக்கலை ஃபாலோ பண்ணால் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக கேட்க அந்த மெக்கானிக்கல் வந்து இந்த சாதன பக்தி வந்து ராகவநலமாகி பாவ பக்தியில் போய் பிரேம பக்தியில் போகும். மகாராஜோடைய திருப்பியும் இந்த பாவ பக்தியிலேருந்து பிரேம பக்தி போகிறதுக்கு எப்படி வழி, அது எல்லா லெக்சரும் கேட்டிங்கன்னா நீங்கள் திருப்பி போய் யூடியூப்ல எல்லா லெக்சர் இருக்கு. எண்ட் பாயிண்ட் வந்து he says we must attain the சுத்த பக்தி, பியூர் டிவோஷன் சர்வீஸ். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து அந்த லெவலில் இருக்கணும். நேரடியாக மகாராஜ் வந்து டெய்லி மகாராஜோட கிளாஸ்லாம் பக்தி வைபவா, பக்தி சித்தாந்த கிளாஸ். எல்லாரும் பக்தி சாஸ்திரிக்கோசரம் கோயிங் டு மாயாப்பூர் இந்த சௌப்பட்டிலாம் போகிறோம். We are so fortunate we have a professor, a pure professor of Krishna consciousness, giving us directly the information which is more deeper. இந்த ஆச்சாரியர்கள்லாம் உணர்ந்து அவங்க என்ன புரிஞ்சுட்டாங்களோ அதை புரிஞ்சுட்டு நம்மளுக்கு சாதாரண இங்கிலீஷில், சிம்பிள் இங்கிலீஷில் சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு முயற்சி பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அட்வான்டேஜ் எடுத்துட்டு அதுக்கோசரம் நம்ம வந்து நான் வந்து பானுமாரா புக்கு மாத்திரம் படிப்பேன், பிரபுபா புக்கு படிக்கன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. நீ பானுமாரா எழுதின புக்கு படிச்சிங்கன்னா பிரபுபா புக்கு படிக்கிறதுக்கு இன்னும் ஈஸி ஆகிடும். இட்ஸ் சப்ளிமெண்ட்ரி. அடிக்கடி சொல்லுவார். சம்டைம் ஒன் டிவோட்டி ஆஸ்க் மகாராஜ் பிரபுபா 70 புக்ஸ் எழுதிருக்கு, அது படிக்கிறதுக்கு எனக்கு நேரம் இல்லை, நீங்கள் 120 புக்கு எழுது, அது எப்படி? பிரபுபா சொன்னார், நோ ப்ராப்ளம், when you read this you will get an input, enthusiasm and understand Prabhupada books more better. ஸோ சொல்லியிருக்கார், அவர் அப்படி பண்ணியிருக்கார், அவர் புரிஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கார். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து we should always have a gratitude to him, and at least today we should tell that Maharaj, I'll finish my rounds before 9 o'clock. And he goes to bed at 9 o'clock night. என்னதான் உணரும், இடி வந்தாலும் மழை வந்தாலும் 9 மணிக்கு அவர் ரூம் லைட்டில் ஆஃப் ஆகிடும். நம்மலாம் கேள்வி பார்க்கணும் உங்கள் டைரியில் 9 மணியா 9 மணியா 10 மணிக்கா 11 மணிக்கா 11 மணிக்கு நாங்கள் வாட்ஸ்அப்பில் வந்து ஸ்டேட்டஸில் பார்க்கலாம் போடணும். ஸோ அந்த இதெல்லாம் நான் கொஞ்சம் ஃபாலோ பண்ணிங்களேன்னா மகாராஜ் சொல்கிற மாதிரி கூடி சீக்கிரம் இந்த லைஃப்லேயே வந்து we can achieve the பிரேம பக்தி and go back home, back to God. Hare Krishna. And Raw Prabhu is here. You would like to speak a few words? And we all know that Bhanu Maharaj was officially designated as Guru in 1987 or somewhere. There are many devotees in India, all over the world. Some are waiting for 19 years, 18 years, 10 years to have initiation from him. So Maharaj, I hope will start initiating soon. But his presence and his blessings and his kan katakshan சொல்லுவோம், கண் பார்வையிலே வந்து தீட்சா வாங்கிட்டார். அவரோட லட்சணம் சொல்லுவார், if you chant properly Hare Krishna mantra, you are already initiated. What to speak? So he is maybe feeling that we become purified by chanting perfectly, then he will accept. Because when a guru gets a disciple, he is getting a pure and non-karma devotee. Karma lam pedo chanting manicha. Hare Krishna. So we request a few more devotees to come and speak a few words. Those who had very close relationship with Bhanu Maharaj, you can just share your realizations. One more info before Raw Prabhu comes. The Bhakti Viksha concept was started in Chennai by Bhanu Maharaj and Jayapadak Maharaj. It was born in Chennai. It has been spread all over the world.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय श्रीमते Swami नामने. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी विचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पक्षित श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Adorable Guru Maharaj, you are always in the level of prema. You are immersed in love and affection to Krishna and serving Krishna. So in that sense, you are always in Goloka Vrindavan. But we fallen souls were entrenched in this material nature, are always looking up to you to get the instructions and guidance to cross over the river of Viraja. Though you are compassionate and benevolent to extend your hand of love from Goloka Vrindavan to uplift all of us, or rather, you should talk about me, uplift me. Somehow or other, I am not able to reach your hand and get hold of it and come out of this material clutches. So treacherous I am. I'm not able to even come and reach your hand of love and affection. The way you always guide us, it is very subtle. I have never seen you instructing anybody straight on face to face. And your instructions always comes from the Vyasa and through your books. And with the speed at which you transcribe the books, translate the books, many of us not even able to know the titles of what you are bringing out. We are so fallen. And all we can do is only to surrender to your lotus feet and beg for your mercy, so that that mercy will lift us from this samsara sahara. Just as Gajendra was held by the crocodile, we are being held by Maya in the samsara sahara. And we pray to you to come like Lord Vishnu and save us, so that we'll be able to have a glimpse of the nectar what you are tasting in Goloka Vrindavan. You are always swimming in this ocean of prema, and whenever you reach your hand out to enable us to hold it and come out of it, drops of nectar flow out from it, and somehow we are not even able to catch hold of that nectar and come out of this samsara sahara. I surrender to lotus feet, repent for my sinful activities, and beg for your mercy to guide me and take me out of this material nature to the lotus feet of God in the Goloka Vrindavan. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. And next in line is Surya Gopal Prabhu, Dharapati Prabhu. In humble request, devotee or non-devotee, they're all same for a particular thing what we are facing now. Corona doesn't know who is a devotee or who is non-devotee. We have seen, right past 2-3 days, multiple fastly increasing the Omicron. And in spite of all the instructions given, if we devotees don't get that achariti seshas tattat evatur janaha, nammale kadapadikkalana mattava kadapadikka maattom. மூக்கு கீழே லிப்ஸு கீழே அதெல்லாம் வந்து கரெக்டாக ஃபுல்லாக மூடிண்டு, அப்படி முடியலன்னா நீங்கள் வந்து கீழே நல்லா காற்று வருதுன்னு இருக்கு, யூடியூப்பில் லைவாக பெயின் இருக்கு, அங்கே போய் பார்த்துக்கலாம். ஐம் டெல்லிங் அகெயின், பிரபு கூட சாரி டு சே, ஃபுல்லாக நீங்கள் மூடிக்கணும். உங்களால் மூச்சு விட முடியலன்னா கீழே போய் உட்காந்துக்கலாம். இது எனக்கோசரம் இல்லை, பிரபுபா சொல்கிறார், நம்ம உடம்பு நல்லா பார்த்துக்கணும், அப்போ தான் சர்வீஸ் நல்லா பண்ண முடியும். Very important. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Shivaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Swami Maharaj Iti Namine. Hare Krishna. So today moment, the moment I just came today, I saw very happy to see 3 devotees. So அந்த 3 பேரை பார்த்த உடனே எனக்கு வந்து இமிடியேட்டா ஒரு ஞாபகம் வந்து பிரபு சொன்ன மாதிரி கேஷவ் பல்ராம் பிரபு, ராமநாதன் பிரபு, அப்புறம் லீலாவதி மாதாஜி. அதாவது கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 20 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி இந்த சிக்ஷா குரு, தீக்ஷா குரு இந்த மாதிரி கான்செப்ட்லாம் அவ்வளோ மைண்டில் ஏறாத சமயத்தில் புதன்கிழமெல்லாம் வந்து அண்ணா நகரில் மாடியில் வந்து கிளாஸ் நடக்கும். ஸ்ரீதேஷம் பிரபு கிளாஸ் எடுப்பார், பாகவதம் கிளாஸ். ஸோ அப்போ தான் வந்து இந்த சிக்ஷா குருனா என்ன அப்படிங்கும் போதுலாம் அவருக்கு காது மூடின்றார். மூடிட்டு அவர் இட்டர்னல் பிரதானமான ஆல்வேஸ் அவர் சிக்ஷா குரு இஸ் ஹிஸ் ஒன்னஸ் பானு சுவாமி மகாராஜ். It cannot be changed. It never be changed. It will be always eternal through his scriptures also. So இப்போ இந்த கான்செப்ட் எதுக்கு இப்போலாம் நிறைய வந்து இந்த குரு, அந்த குரு, இந்த சிக்ஷா குரு, என்னோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சிக்ஷா குரு, என்னோட செகண்ட் சிக்ஷா குரு, அந்த மாதிரி கான்செப்ட்லாம் வந்து மைண்ட்லேயே கொண்டு வரக்கூடாது அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு 15-20 இயர்ஸ் முதல்லேருந்தே வந்து சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ என்னோட ஹம்பிள் ரிக்வெஸ்ட், இப்போ இந்த அற்புதமான இந்த திருநாளில் we have to seek mercy, seek his blessings. ஃபேஸ்ஃபுல்னஸ் பானு சுவாமி மகாராஜ். இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்ன அப்படின்னு நான் பார்த்தேன், இந்த 2 வருஷத்துல இப்போ இந்த லாஸ்ட் 1 இயர்ல இந்த கொரோனா பீரியட்ல ஜூம்ல நிறைய வந்து டெய்லி பகவத்கீதா கிளாஸஸ் வந்து we have seen lot of new Bhakti Virisha leaders who have come up in the last 1 year. At least I have seen at least 50-60 new devotees who are aspiring, who have already initiated also. So அவங்க கிட்டலாம் வந்து when I speak with them, they are knowing very less about Bhanu Swami Maharaj. It is very unfortunate, but I'm just making a humble appeal today that all the senior Vaishnavas should have to encourage all the new aspirants, new devotees to take the shelter of Bhanu Maharaj first, get his knowledge through his books, through understanding, so that all the aspiring devotees in the India Chennai congregation should take up the shelter of Bhanu Swami Maharaj. Why? நான் வந்து முதல்ல என்னோட ஆச்சாரியர் வந்து ஒரு 15 years முன்னாடி பார்க்கும்போது ஃப்ரம் சென்னை அப்படின்னு ஒன்று முதல்ல சொன்னது அது என்னன்னா, வாட் எவர் யூ ஹவ் டவுட், வாட் எவர் கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ், யூ ஹவ் டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கோ டு பானு சுவாமி மகாராஜ், தென் யூ கம் டு மீ. அப்படிதான். வாட் எவர் லாட் ஆஃப் கான்ஃபிளிக்ஸ், லாட் ஆஃப் வாட் எவர் பி த பாயிண்ட், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அவர் சொலேஸ், நம்மளோட அடைக்கலம் முதல்ல ஹிஸ் ஒன்னஸ் பானு சுவாமி மகாராஜ். அதே மாதிரி அடுத்த தலைமுறை வர்றவங்களுக்குலாம் வந்து தயவு செஞ்சு அவங்கவுங்களோட கிளாஸ் அட்டன் பண்றது முக்கியம் அப்படிங்கிறத விட காலையில பாகவதம் கிளாஸ் அட்டன் பண்ண வைக்க வேண்டியது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஸோ நான் இப்போ பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறதுல டெய்லி வந்து பகவத்கீதா கிளாஸ் முக்கியம்னா எல்லாரும் அவங்கவுங்க குரூப்ல வந்து அது ஓகே. பட் தயவு செஞ்சு இந்த நியூ ஆஸ்பிரன்ஸ் வர லீடர்ஸ், இப்போ யாரெல்லாம் வந்து சிக்ஷா எடுத்துக்கிறது இருக்காங்க, யாரெல்லாம் தீக்ஷா வந்திருக்காங்களோ அவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து தயவு செஞ்சு மார்னிங் பாகவதம் கிளாஸ் அட்டன் பண்ணி வச்சு த்ரூ நம்மளுடைய ஆச்சாரியோட கருணை எப்படி கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னா சென்னையில பானு சுவாமி மகாராஜ் வழியா தான் நமக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஸோ அதனால தயவு செஞ்சு என்னுடைய humble pranams on this very auspicious day. Very, very happy to be part of this association. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Gaurapati Prabhu. Gaurapati Prabhu and myself and Gaur Krishna Prabhu, we are there with Maharaj right from 1984, from 1985.
Hare Krishna. நம்ம வந்து எங்கேயாவது யாத்திராக்கு போகும்போது எல்லா இடத்துலையும் என்ன கேட்பாங்கன்னா, நீங்கள் எங்கேருந்து வந்திருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க. நம்ம வந்து சென்னையிலேருந்து வந்திருக்கோம்னு சொன்னோம்னா, சென்னையா, பானு மகாராஜ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ வேர்ல்டு வைடு என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, சென்னைனா பானு மகாராஜ்னா சென்னை அப்படின்னு ஆயிடுச்சு. இதில் ஒரு பியூட்டி பார்த்தோம்னா, நம்ம மீட்டு 80லேருந்து நம்ம ஓனாக பிளேஸ் வாங்கி டெம்பிள் கட்டணும்னு இருந்தோம். ஆனால் வந்து 2002 தான் இங்கே வர முடிஞ்சுது. அந்த 2002 சிறப்பு என்னன்னா, அந்த வருஷத்துக்கு பேர் வந்து சித்ரபானு. ஸோ பானு மகாராஜ் பேர் இருக்கிற அந்த தமிழ் நியூ இயர்ல தான் நம்ம வந்து இந்த கேம்பஸ்க்கே நம்ம வந்திருந்தோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் பார்த்தோம்னா, நான் வந்து 1983 டெம்பிளுக்கு வந்தேன். அப்போ ஆல்டர் வந்து ஒரே ஒரு ஆல்டர் தான், ஜெகநாத் பலதேவ் சுபத்ரா மட்டும்தான் இருந்தாங்க. இந்த ஆல்டர்ல இங்க இருக்கிற இதே ஜெகநாத் பலதேவ் சுபத்ரா மட்டும்தான் இருந்தாங்க, ஒரே ஆல்டர். அதே வருஷம் 1983 ஜென்மாஷ்டமி ருக்மிணி கிருஷ்ணா சத்யபாமா தன்னால வந்தாங்க. ஸோ வேர்ல்டு வைடு பார்த்தோம்னா, நம்ம ராதாகிருஷ்ணா இருப்பாங்க, ஜெகநாத் பல்தேவ் சுபத்ரா இருப்பாங்க, கௌர்னிதா இருப்பாங்க. ஆனா வேர்ல்டு ஒரே இடத்துல மாத்திரம் ருக்மிணி துவாரகாதேஷ் லாஸ் ஏஞ்சலஸ்ல இருக்காங்க. அதுக்கு அடுத்ததான் சென்னை மட்டும்தான் ஒரே டெம்பிள் ருக்மிணி கிருஷ்ணா சத்யபாமா இருந்தாங்க. உடனே அடுத்த வருஷம் பானு மகாராஜ் வந்துட்டாருங்க. இதுல என்ன பியூட்டின்னா, சத்யபாமாவோட 10 சன்ஸ் பேரை பார்த்தோம்னா எல்லாமே பானுன்னு வரும். ஸோ பானு மகாராஜ் வரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி சத்யபாமா வந்தாங்க, அதுக்கு அடுத்து ருக்மிணி கிருஷ்ணா சத்யபாமா வந்தாங்க, அதுக்கு அடுத்த வருஷமே பானு மகாராஜ் இங்க வந்துட்டார். ஸோ நம்ம பிடிஜியில் பார்த்தோம்னா போட்டிருக்கோம், கிருஷ்ணர் வந்து சூரியனுக்கு சமானமானவர். எங்க வந்து கிருஷ்ணர் இல்லையோ, சூரியன் இல்லையோ, அங்க அது வந்து மாயைன்னு. பானு மகாராஜ்னாலே சூரியன். ஸோ எங்க பானு மகாராஜ் இருக்கிறாரோ அங்க மாயை இல்லை. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. பிரபு வந்து மெல்போர்ன்ல வந்திருக்கார். You want to speak a few words? The next Shambal Ram Prabhu. பானு மகாராஜ் வந்து சென்னை 3 இடம் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் அவருக்கு. சென்னை, மாயாப்பூர், அப்புறம் வந்து ஆஸ்திரேலியா. எவ்ரி இயர் கவர்மெண்ட் முடிச்ச உடனே ஆஸ்திரேலியா போவார். கரெக்டாக அங்கேயும் நீங்கள் வர மாட்டேன், டைரெக்டாக ஆஸ்திரேலியா போயிட்டு அப்புறம் தான் இங்கே வருவார்.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. I am basically from Melbourne, Chennai. Sorry, Melbourne, because I'm Melbourne, Australia. Although I'm not qualified to talk in this assembly of devotees, yet to glorify a very elevated devotee of the Lord, I take this as an opportunity to express a few words of gratitude in telling you about Bhanu Swami Maharaj. Now, there are many aspects of Bhanu Swami Maharaj which can be glorified. But for me, the basic 3 things are that is too simple. I've never seen a sannyasi of that high caliber to be too simple like Bhanu Swami Maharaj. And 2, is very knowledgeable. As Prabhu said, right, when you say Chennai temple is equivalent to Bhanu Swami Maharaj. Most of the devotees, over the world, they know where Bhanu Swami Maharaj is living as Chennai, they don't know Chennai ISKCON. As you say, Bhanu Swami Maharaj, Chennai ISKCON. They relate Bhanu Swami Maharaj with Chennai ISKCON. So it's world is a global leader, and yet he is very, very knowledgeable. And 3rd, for all possessing all these qualities, is too humble. I've never seen a sannyasi like this so humble. Now, to illustrate this point, when he comes to Melbourne, we will have Guru Puja. During Guru Puja, sometimes Maharaj does Guru Puja to Srila Prabhupada, or sometimes he sings. Sometimes when he's not doing either of the activities, we can see him, he will be in one corner. And no one will know that, he's such an elevated person. And we feel very ashamed, because we will be jumping and we'll think that we are so elevated. But in presence of Bhanu Swami Maharaj, we feel that, our humility is being checked. So these are the very important qualities. And Maharaj also, he has, Sumitra Krishna Prabhu said, he likes Melbourne too. He likes to visit Melbourne every year. And I think in the year 2020, Prabhu, he stayed in Melbourne for a very long time because of the Corona episode, he was stuck there. And Maharaj also visits our place also. And, this is just to be a little bit, on the lighter side. Once happened, this was in, I think in 2004 or something, when Maharaj visited. My wife is from Chennai. I'm from Coimbatore. So when Maharaj visited our place in Melbourne, my wife was very innocent. She made all this idli, dosa and all that. Maharaj, he's not a great fan of that, because most of the time he's saying. Then later on, Maharaj took very, very little. I was wondering why Maharaj is not telling. Then later on only we came to know that Maharaj, likes all different kinds of food other than that, because he's used to, idli, dosa and other things. So from that time onwards, we made sure that, we are trying to catering to Maharaj, because we served the food which we assumed that he would like it. Then we knew that no, we have to serve a devotee to his aspiration or to his interest. So I conclude this. Thank you once again for giving me an opportunity. And for all this, I could see that the Melbourne devotee the ISKCON devotees in Chennai, very, very elevated. And, we've got a very good congregation, we could see that, because face is the index of the mind. And I thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu. Bhanu Swami Maharaj.
Thank you very much. Gaur Krishna. Shyamaram Prabhu. As Prabhu வந்து சொன்னார், மகாராஜ் வந்து தனியா ஒருத்தர் நிப்பாருன்னு. One time in Bangalore Rath Yatra, before small 1 minute, half 30 seconds, the Rath Yatra was going on. They were preparing for on the Rath. Jagannath was being placed. Maharaj is in corner. And usually Rath Yatra devotees distribute books. One new book that was distributing books. He didn't know Maharaj is sannyasi, proper disciple. He thought he's a Buddhist monk. He went to Maharaj and started giving Gita. This is Gita written by Prabhupada. These are nice pictures, nice slokas. Then one more senior devotee came and, hey, don't do this, is Maharaj. Maharaj said, be quiet. So it can be taken in two ways. Maharaj just want to see how this devotee preaches, and this shows humility. If I would have been, or I don't know, others, I don't know, be quiet, I'm a senior devotee. Why are you preaching to me? Maharaj never said that. That shows a real humility. Shyamaram Prabhu, on the request of Maharaj, we all know that Maharaj is good in scholarly works, and he likes to read the works of previous acharyas. Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya was formed in Vrindavan to research into the previous works of the Gaudiya acharyas, and they started a lot of courses. Our dear Shyamaram Prabhu, with the permission of Maharaj and the whole management team, he went and studied Bhakti Shatri, Bhakti Vaibhava, and is going to complete it. And Maharaj likes such type of devotees who love to read and Shastra more deeply.
Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 11 canto, there is a verse said that Santa Dishanti Chaksushmi Bahirarka Samantita Devata Vandava Santa Santa Atma Evasa. Said that sun gives us external light, but the devotees give the internal light by which one can cross this material world. So Krishna is saying this verse and saying that this devotee, those who are giving this internal light to the others, they are very dear to me. Even he said that Atma Hum, he said that there are my like parts. You cannot separate them. By serving them, you can get me. So it is saying by Krishna is saying to Uddhava. Similarly, His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj, I can say that from my heart, he's like my own inspiration, because from 2008 I'm seeing him, and I have observed his own activities and own sadhana. I have seen that his sadhana is extraordinary sadhana, who has inspired me a lot. Because of that only today I'm able to study a little bit this Srimad Bhagavatam and also Prabhupada commentary and previous acharyas commentary like Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami's commentary, and whatever I have studied, actually I'm studying right now systematically everything, but here I see Bhanu Maharaj, he given in crisp way, everything is short form, but everything is the same. But when I approached Bhanu Maharaj, I want to study very details and also very nicely, and I want to analyze it. Then you have to study no way. I think last year when I came, he asked me a question. Oh, you came, huh? I said, yeah, Maharaj. Then he asked me, what are the things you're studying? Then I explained. He was saying that, so details we are going. People don't have that much time to go to any details. I said to Maharaj, if I don't go to details, I cannot satisfy myself. First, I have to convince myself, then I can convince others. So then Maharaj said, then you do no problem. Similarly, I can say that he is one of the exalted devotee, and if someone just follow his instructions in this lifetime itself, he can go back to God. It doesn't have to wait for next lifetime. That is sufficient. That's my own realization by associating with him more than 8 to 21. How many years? 13 years, correct? By associating is 13 years. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Shyamaram Prabhu. We have Shubhanga Prabhu. We have one more devotee here. He is a neighbor. And he has constant association of Maharaj through Prashadam Seva. Oh, okay. Next, Rangakrishna Prabhu and few Matajis also can. And usually, when a Diksha Guru has appearance day, all the disciples collect Guru Dakshina. But we know Bhanu Maharaj is such a simple sannyasi. I never seen him ask even Prashadam second time. It's our duty to please Maharaj by giving Dakshina. So we have deputed Janakaram Prabhu. He'll be standing there. So you have any QR code, whatever is there. You want to contribute for there are two ways to contribute. One is for Maharaj personal seva. One is for today's function. And today we are very fortunate that Murli Manohar Prabhu, you have sponsored the entire Prashadam. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Subhanga Prabhu. Usually before Maharaj used to sit along with the devotees many years back. When I like another item, I asked the server, give me one. I have never seen Maharaj asking the same item again. Whatever you serve on the plate, that's it. That requires a lot of control. I don't know when I will get that. Yeah, card payment, UPI payment, or whatever payment, Prabhu is ready. You can take the QR code from there.
Hare Krishna. Today is a very auspicious day for us that Suddha Bhakta like our Bhanu Sai Maharaj, Vyasa Puja. Only one word I can say. Yes, he is a Suddha Bhakta. And he has given lot of instruction through his books. As Shambal Ram told, if you follow the instructions, all are towards the attaining the Suddha Bhakti and attaining our goal in this lifetime itself. That is possible. Definitely, we have to follow that instruction and attain the perfection in this lifetime itself. And one more thing, just as one more small incident I want to share. Like Sumitra told, he never asked second time Prashadam. To be precise, he never asked Prashadam. There was an incident, there was no Prashadam was given, he never asked. And one more incident, I just want to share. Like I offered Prashadam to him, only one hot case was closed. It was not open. He did not touch that Prashadam. To that extent, he is, he expects that if it comes to me, I will eat. So, yeah, Goswamis. So he did not open because I forgot to open. He did not eat that. There were so many good items also. So this is his Suddha Bhakta level. So we should follow his instructions and get to perfection this lifetime itself. And I beg for his mercy for all of us to attain the perfection in this lifetime itself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Rangakrishna Prabhu. And we all should be very proud that Maharaj being with us is a GBC vice chairman. I don't know how many of you know. It's the second time. A few years back he was a chairman. And next year, 2023, Maharaj will be the chairman. Usually the GBC chairman has to oversee the activities of the entire world. And once one of his godbrothers, senior godbrothers, came here when he was chairman. Maharaj, you are running the entire ISKCON in the small room without secretaries. A small departmental heads had 10 secretaries nowadays. Maharaj running the entire thing without any secretaries. That shows the power and the energy what Krishna has blessed him. That's very important. Now we have Rangakrishna Prabhu. And Prabhu has a lot of association with Maharaj. Prabhu was serving before in Middle East. Right now Maharaj is preaching in Middle East.
Swami Maharaj ki jai. Brahmanda Brahmite Kone Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhaktilata Beach. So the word Bhagyavan, everyone who is fortunate, who is in Chennai is a fortunate soul because Maharaj presents in Chennai. It is only the devotees who have to see all the ways and means to connect all these souls in Chennai with Maharaj, and by which they will also get a commission of bhakti. So I think it's Rao Prabhu in this glorification was mentioning that you are from the spiritual world. It was Rao Prabhu who mentioned it. That made me recall Sumitra Prabhu was mentioning the first Bhakti Ucha launch, which happened in Kuchalambal Kalyana Mandapam somewhere like 27, 28 years back. At that time, Jayapatak Maharaj was introducing various devotees from various yatras from all over the world. And he said, one soul from the spiritual world, that is His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj. He said, there is one soul who is from the spiritual world, is His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj. Is it audible? So the devotees should not miss the opportunity. Those who are in Chennai, now the online is kind of a benediction, and it's also a curse in the sense that we don't get to associate personally with Maharaj, but we should not spare any efforts, at least me, to have his personal association. So one of the devotees was speaking about the spiritual institutions in Mayapur Institute of Higher Education, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education, and Govardhan Eco Village and all that. But the leaders of these institutions always look up to His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj. His books are used, they always look up to His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj. And they have several times mentioned this and always referred back to Maharaj. And as Shyam was mentioning, that it's all available in so much detail, but a fallen soul like me, where do we have the time for all that? But he gives in that Nigama Kalpatarur Galitam Palam, that juice directly gives it to anyone who is having a little faith in hearing from him. They get the direct juice. So what happens? Shyam Balram Prabhu may be a fortunate soul to spend that time or getting that time, but we don't. Most of us don't get that time. So we should not miss Maharaj Association. And ISKCON Chennai, if you see in the last 2 years, this Corona has been a benediction in the sense that there have been unlimited preaching, and then ISKCON Chennai has also innovated in the ISKCON worldwide. It's in the eyes of the ISKCON worldwide that so many preachings have been going on by those who have been looking up to His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada, one of the disciples asked Srila Prabhupada that what is the qualification, what is that pious credit that I have in me that I'm able to connect with you spirits, able to be in spiritual life. And Prabhupada said, I created that spiritual credit in you for you to be here. We have the fortune of Bhanu Maharaj, that he can take us to the spiritual world. We don't have any qualification, but he can create, he's creating. It's just that our sincerity to take up to his words and following his instructions will go back. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Bhanu Swami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
There's one devotee here, Suramiya Prabhu. He wants to glorify Maharaj by singing wonderful kirtan, because every Vyasa Puja, without kirtan, it is not. Just like if we have a big feast, if we don't have a paneer sabji, it's not a feast. So Prabhu will just sing a nice small song. By the time the devotees will be ready for the offering. The after offering, we'll have Guru Puja. And how many of you know that the name of Shuddha Sattva, who kept that name? We have a nice restaurant. The entire world, ISKCON restaurants are called Govinda. But in Chennai, it is called Shuddha Sattva. Any guess who gave the name? Or Bhanu Maharaj. So devotees went to Maharaj. Maharaj, what name you kept? Maharaj always speaks on Shuddha Sattva. All his lectures, Tuya Bhakti. He said that should be Shuddha Bhakti. People who take Prashadam there will become few devotees. So devotees, don't miss going to Shuddha Sattva. Even Radha Krishna sometime in the evening, Saturday, Sunday, you may not know, they'll be dressing as one amongst like a devotee and have they there. So it's very important that Maharaj, whatever name he keeps. And we are all, most of the devotees here are initiated by Jayapatak Maharaj. Do you know our names are given by whom? Because Bhanu Maharaj, a scholar, he selects all the names. I remember before. I want to tell my personal thing. When I came to know that Bhanu Maharaj was involved in keeping my name, during initiation, there's a big drums playing and so much sound. When I took the initiation in Bangalore, I couldn't properly hear what my name was. Sutra, something like that. Me, I missed. Then I went to Maharaj. Your name is Sumitra. Then I said, what is the meaning of it? Maharaj, it looks like a female name. So what will people think? Even now when people phone to me, Airtel and Vodafone, Madam, how are you? So Maharaj says, Su, auspicious, Mitra, friend. Krishna has no enemies. and you are the servant of that Krishna who has no enemies. Then Maharaj said, you had H, because he's a very good in numerology, astrology, and many things. You see, he said, had H, and SUMITHRA. When you write HRA, I didn't even still ask him why you put H. H can be many reasons, but I just followed it. Why I'm telling you is that whatever Maharaj does, he does it scientifically. If you write a 10-page email question, his answer will be okay, yes, no, or maybe one line. Maybe one time I got a 1-paragraph answer, maximum. That shows somebody said here, whatever he says, like Shambal Ram, the entire philosophy he puts in a crisp, summary way. That few words will be like Bhagavatam, 2 slokas, so many acharyas have written commentaries. So Maharaj, the 2 sentences, 2 words is rich with meaning. Hare Krishna. Surame Prabhu, Oh Hey Vaishnava Thakur. Devotees can open their mobile phone and Oh Hey Vaishnava Thakur. All the meaning of the sloka can really relate to Maharaj. Oh Hey Vaishnava Thakur. See, since some of the devotees want to go to office, we are a bit late, and more devotees want to glorify. It is very important that male devotee, female devotee, Prabhupada wanted Mataji's Vaishnavis also. It won't be proper if you don't invite one Vaishnavi to glorify. After the lecture, one of the Vaishnavis can speak for 1 or 2 minutes. It's very important nowadays. Vaishnavis are also gaining more importance. So Prabhupada won't be happy if you don't respect. You speak up, you'll be getting it. We have one Mataji here. She is almost going to complete her Bhakti Shastri, and she was inspired to speak about Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Actually, when I started reading Bhagavad Gita and everything and search for knowledge, I used to listen lot of lecture, and I like many lectures. In one of the lecture, somebody quoted, Bhanu Swami Maharaj said this. Then before I used to think Maharaj, okay, I don't understand his accent and everything. So later somebody was glorifying Maharaj. At the time, I started listening his Bhagavatam class. It was filled with knowledge and complete. Everybody says like it was filled with knowledge. And one of the lecture from other Prabhu I heard, you have given perfect association wherever you are. Krishna has made arrangement that your perfect association with those devotees. Sometimes we always think of other devotees, this, that, not others. I may think like that. So once I started listening Bhanu Swami Maharaj class regularly, you automatically whatever doubts arise within us, it naturally get resolved. No need to hear anything. So as Sumatra Krishna Prabhu said, mechanically you have to chant, whether you like it or not, as well as being in Chennai ISKCON, we have to listen to Bhagavatam class, Maharaj Bhagavatam class. Whether that is the prime duty, I feel. It's a part of sadhana, I feel. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I feel so blessed for the association of all the devotees under Bhanu Swami Maharaj and everything. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Bhanu Swami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
We have usually, I was mentioning that Bhanu Maharaj doesn't have secretary. Naturally, it happened that our Nirmal Prabhu, Maharaj accepted him as a secretary because he has understood Maharaj's mood and he became a personal driver for Maharaj. Before, we used to have an outside driver to drive for Maharaj. So we have a Nirmal Prabhu. If I don't call Nirmal Prabhu, it won't be proper because I've seen him. Whenever Maharaj travels in India, he goes behind him, carries the luggage, sees at what prasadam he gets. And also all the books, what Nirmal Prabhu, he has a team there. They're taking great care to see that Bhanu Maharaj books are being distributed all over the world. It's very good work. And we all know that other sannyasis and gurus, they will themselves propagate, I have translated this book. Maharaj will never do that. So Nirmal Prabhu has taken that nice job. So we should really thank Nirmal Prabhu and his team. I invite Nirmal Prabhu to just speak a few words. He's here. Please, one minute. Despite his house was in Coimbatore, only for that purpose, he found a small house like a hut near Akarai so that he can serve Maharaj. This is an example for all the congregation. If you want more services, try to find some house nearby the temple in the community. Otherwise, more floods will be coming. He'll be flooding the entire city. He'll have to be coming here. They can be flooded with Krishna's knowledge.
Hare Krishna. So actually, எனக்கு தகுதி இல்லை. ஆக்சுவலாக பிரபு சொன்னார் செக்ரட்டரின்னு அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விஷயமே இல்லை. மகாராஜ் எல்லாத்தையும் எல்லா விஷயமும் சொல்லுவார். எந்த விஷயம் யார்கிட்ட வேணுமோ கரெக்டாக கேட்டுருவார். அதனால அவருக்கு எந்த ஒரு விஷயமும் தேவைப்படாது. ஸோ யூஸ்வலாக வந்து அவர் ஈவினிங் சம்டைம்ஸ் கார் எடுத்துகிட்டு போகும்போது அவர் வர டைமில் நான் ரெடியாக இருப்பேன். ஃபார்ச்சுனேட்லி அப்புறம் மேரேஜ் ஆகிட்ட அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் முன்ன பின்ன வரது கொஞ்சம் லேட் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சுது. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணார், நான் உள்ளே போய் பேக் எடுக்கிற வரைக்கும் அவர் உள்ளே உட்காந்துட்டார். ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் அவர் வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் பேக் எடுத்து வந்துட்டு அப்புறமேட்டு தான் அவர் வெளியே வந்தார். ஸோ இட்ஸ் வெரி வெரி ஹம்பிள். அவர் வந்து என்னாச்சுன்னா ஒரு வாட்டி ஃப்ளைட்டில் போகும்போது அவரோட பேக் எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்து வச்சிட்டேன். அவர் முன்னாடி வந்து அந்த செக்இன் முன்னாடி போயிட்டார். போய் முடிச்சிட்டு அப்புறம் பார்த்தாருன்னா அவர் எல்லார் பேக்கையும் எடுத்து வச்சிட்டார், என் பேக்கையும் எடுத்து வச்சிட்டார். ஏன்னா நான் எல்லா பேக்கையும் எடுத்து வச்சுட்டு பின்னாடி போகிறது கொஞ்சம் லேட் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஸோ அவர் வந்து அப்புறம் ஃப்ளைட்டில் பக்கத்தில் உட்காரும்போது அவருக்கு பிரசாதம் கொடுக்கும்போது சாப்பிடுவார். சாப்பிட்டு முடிச்சிட்ட அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் இருக்கும், மகாராஜ் கேன் ஐ டேக் அப்படின்னாரு. ஓகே அப்படின்வார் ஒரு வார்த்தை. சரி அப்புறம் சாப்பிட்டு முடிச்சிட்ட அப்புறம் அவர் நான் ஏஞ்சி போய் கை கழுவும் போது அவர் ஏஞ்சிப்பார் அந்த சீட்ல இருந்து. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் பார்த்தா ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். பட் அதே நேரத்தில் வேற ப்ராக்டிக்கலாக வேற வாய்ப்பே இல்லாமல் இருக்கும். பட் இங்கே இருக்க பெரிய சீனியர்ஸ் டிவோட்டிஸ் எல்லாமே பேசல. மகாராஜ்க்கு நிறைய பேருக்கு பிடிக்கும். கௌர கிருஷ்ணா பிரபு, சுமித்ர கிருஷ்ணா பிரபு, ராவ் பிரபு, இவங்க எல்லாரையும் வந்து மகாராஜ் வந்து ரொம்ப வேல்யூபிளாக பார்ப்பார். ஸோ சாதாரண விஷயமா வந்து எதுவுமே நினைக்க மாட்டார். ஸோ ஒரு பெரிய டெம்பிளை நிர்வாகம் பண்ணுறதுக்கு வந்து சாதாரண விஷயம் இல்லை. பட் மகாராஜ் வந்து ரொம்ப சூப்பராக சட்டிலாக எம்பவர் பண்ணிடுவார். வெளியே யாருக்குமே தெரியவே தெரியாது. அது ரொம்ப சட்டிலாக இருக்கும். அதை பார்த்து புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதே ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக இருக்கும். அப்புறம் காங்கிரிகேஷன்ஸ்க்கும் லீடரையும் அவர் எம்பவர் பண்ணிடுவார். ஸோ சில பேர் வந்து இங்கே கிரிதரி பிரபு டீமில் வந்து ஒரு டீமே இருந்தது இங்கே. அப்போ வந்து சாது சைத்தன்யான்னு ஒரு டிவோட்டி இருந்தார். கிட்டத்தட்ட 1.5 வருஷம் டெம்பிள்லேயே இருந்தாங்க இங்கேயே. பட் நான் அப்போது சில பேரை கூப்பிடுவேன். அப்போ வந்து சாது சைத்தன்யா சொன்னார் நான் வரேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு மகாராஜ் ரூம்குள்ளே வரவே இல்லை. கடைசியில் அவர் வந்து கிரிதரி பிரபுவோட வந்து டீமோட சேர்ந்து நாங்கள் இந்த டெம்பிள் விட்டு போகிறோம் மகாராஜ், வேற இடத்துக்கு போகிறோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது அவர் வர வேண்டியிருந்தது. அப்போ அவர் சொன்னார் இந்த ரூமுக்கு வந்துட்டு போனாவே என் கான்சியன்ஸே மாறுது, அதனால அந்த ரூமே வந்து அவ்வளோ பவர்ஃபுல். அப்புறம் சில டிவோட்டிஸ் சொல்லுவாங்க மகாராஜோட இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் எதுக்கு கொடுப்பார் அப்படின்னா அவருக்கு வந்து பிரசாதம் வந்து எந்த டைம் கொடுத்தாலும் எப்போ கொடுத்தாலும் கொடுக்குறாங்களேன்னு சொல்லி வாங்கி சாப்பிடுவார். அதனால இன்னும் பிடிக்கும்ன்றது யாருக்குமே ஒன்றும் தெரிய மாட்டேன்றது. வெரி மிஸ்டீரியஸாக இருக்கு. ஸோ ஒரு இடத்துல வந்து என்ன கொடுத்தாலும் அவர் வாங்கி சாப்பிட்றது ஒரு தன்மை இருந்தது. ஸோ மெயினாக வந்து அவருக்கு பிடிச்ச விஷயம் வந்து ஏற்கனவே சுமித்ர கிருஷ்ண பிரபு அழகாக சொன்னார். பிரசாத்துக்கு முன்னாடி அதாவது தர்ஷனார்த்திக்கு முன்னாடி 16 ரவுண்ட்ஸ் சேன் பண்ணிட்டா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் மகாராஜுக்கு. சில டைம் சாதனா கார்டெலாம் போய் சில டிவோட்டிஸ் கொடுக்கும்போது மகாராஜ் வெரி ஹாப்பியாக இருப்பார். ஸோ 16 ரவுண்ட்ஸ் சாண்டிங் பிஃபோர் 7:30 வந்து அவர் ரொம்ப விருப்பப்பட்டார். தேங்க்யூ. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. So, okay, after the kirtan. No, so Ajita Prabhu இருக்குங்க. அவர் வந்து பாரத் நிறைய அசோசியேஷன் வச்சுருக்கார். We all know that Ajita Prabhu, he gave his house for the care of our Guru Jayapataka Maharaj and Bhanu Maharaj Sannyas Guru is Jayapataka Maharaj. They're very intimate.
Hare Krishna. Bhanu Maharaj ki jai. As Srimad Bhagavatam says that one hears the glories and the pastimes of the pure devotees, have the darshan to serve him. And what is troublesome in our heart, in our devotional life, all impediment will go away. So whenever, and this is very much applicable in my spiritual life, not even in spiritual life, in my material life also, whenever I am feeling very low in my devotional life and in my sadhana, or I have any doubt or even in my business or in my material life, just by meeting personally with Bhanu Maharaj and putting questions to him and getting answers, reply, and how Maharaj is, a complete package for a devotee to solve his spiritual problem, his material problem. So he's always ready to help us in whatever way. So as Sister Ashtakam is mentioned, that it is like extinguishing the fire of the conditioned life. So I still remember my meeting that some 21 years back, when I was very, very new, just joined the ISKCON, started coming. And Sumitra Prabhu took me to Maharaj. And 2 times in the initial stage, one Dharabati Prabhu helped me to introduce me to Maharaj, and one time Sumitra Prabhu here in 2002 when the temple just shifted here. So what the reply Maharaj, what the question I have put it, that was very personal. And if that answer, if I have not got from Maharaj, I don't think that I have taken that devotional life. I have been continue in my devotional life. So Maharaj is very, very, in my, right from the beginning of my spiritual life, he was very, very helpful in all the ways. And when Guru Maharaj, one time when he was here, he was glorifying Bhanu Maharaj. And he told in his glorification that there are very few personalities in our ISKCON that who are complete Pandita. For any type of solution, we can approach them. And the Guru Maharaj named that Bhanu Maharaj is one of them. And a strict Nastiki, Brahmachari, then Sannyasi, a perfect Vedic scholar, and then expert in Deity Seva, and a good, very good astrologer, and expert cook. And Maharaj has a very good knowledge about the music also. And above all, he is very, very humble. I just like to narrate one incident when SIDC meeting was going on in Hiranandani. So it was late in the afternoon. And Maharaj told it in the last that again we will going to meet at 3:30. The first session was completed and Maharaj announced that 3:30 the second session will going to start. So then as Maharaj come out, then the devotees started talking with Maharaj who came from outside. And the Maharaj was humbly talking to them. And it was very late with Maharaj. So just he quickly have his lunch. And it was, Maharaj was very, very tired because since morning he was sitting and SIDC meeting was going on. So means the time which he has announced, it was just 1.5 hours, but Maharaj was busy with talking with the devotees. And then it was only 5, I remember that 5-6 minutes. Maharaj took that 5 minutes rest, and he was very particular that he should be there at right in the time. So when he was a chairman, and Maharaj was there 3:30, right, and nobody was there, and Maharaj was humbly sitting. In our TMT meeting also, 11 o'clock, we used to give the time, and Maharaj used to come from his room and then see, oh, nobody is there. And then he used to go and sit. And then when we used to call Maharaj that Maharaj, now we are ready. So Maharaj humbly comes and he never says anything to any devotee. So, and Maharaj is a complete package of Bhagavatam. So whatever the classes we are hearing in 35 minutes, 45 minutes, so we get the complete package, complete essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Maharaj present the most difficult of the philosophy in a very easy and understandable way. What happened that I was in Delhi, and my auntie she's following something from Shri Vaishnava, sometime from, she's in devotional life, but she's not very particular that where she wants to go, what she has to follow it. So then the discussion happened, and just I have recently heard Maharaj lecture, and then discussion happened, and I presented it what I have listened it taken from Maharaj, and she got astonished that how this is very simple. You have, I told that it's a presentation of Maharaj. It's so she also very, very then favorable towards Maharaj, and she also tries to listen sometime whenever she gets a time to listen. So Maharaj is a personality who's breathing the message of Srimad Bhagavatam and breathing the instruction of his Guru, living by the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, a Mahabhagavat Vaishnava. And he is moving, living and breathing Srimad Bhagavatam. And Maharaj has translated more than over 100 books in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya literature. So on this most auspicious occasion, seeking the forgiveness of my offense, if unknowingly I have committed on the lotus feet of any Vaishnava and on the lotus feet of Maharaj, and seeks the blessings of Bhanu Maharaj. His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
Every Vyasa Puja, devotees offer Maharaj, but every Vyasa Puja, he is also offering to devotees something. When Madhvacharya goes every time to Badrika Ashrama, Vedavachara ask him, I'm very hungry, what you bought? We think he has bought some fruits or bananas or grapes. But Madhvacharya, he translates the works and he offers to Vyasa Puja. Vyasa is very happy. So now, till now, I just came to know from Nirmal Prabhu, 117 books Maharaj has translated. How many? 270. Prabhupada translated 70. Sometimes the son surpasses the father. The father becomes very happy. Prabhupada very pleased. This is the 118th, 119th, 120th. Today, just freshly come from the printer, Maharaj 3 translation, Govinda Dasera Kadacha by Govinda Dasa, then Prema Vivarta, Jagadananda Pandit. Third book is Vedanta Samyantaka, Radha Damodar Goswami. Just read 1-2 lines. This will be the punch sentences for this particular Vyasa Puja. Those who drink the sweet pastimes of the Lord and his devotees held in the cups of their ears, clean their hearts of all contamination and attain the lotus feet of Lord for service. See, Maharaj uses of English. Really remarkable. Hare Krishna. So this book is available for sale here. After the ceremony, devotees can please take it from Nirmal Prabhu. No, not now. After. Please meditate on this particular song for 2 minutes and then we'll have Guru Puja. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur, you can open it in your.
Haribol. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Dayar Sagara Edashe Koruna Kori Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Dayar Sagara Edashe Koruna Kori Oh he Diya Pada Chaya Shudo he amay Diya Pada Chaya Shudo he amay Diya Tumhar charana dhari Tumhar charana dhari চরণ ধরি তোমার চরণ ধরি ছয় বেগ তুমি ছয় দোষ শোধি ছয় গুণ দেহ দাসে ছয়
ছয় সৎসঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে ছয় শত সঙ্গ ছয় শত সঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে ছয় শত বসেছি সঙ্গের আসে বসেছি সঙ্গের আসে ছয় শত সঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে বসেছি সঙ্গের আসে বসেছি সঙ্গের আসে একাকী আমার নাহি পায়ে বলো হরিনাম সংকীর্তনে তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমারও কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমারও শক্তি আছে কৃষ্ণ সে আমি তো কাঙ্গালো কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি ও হে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর আমার বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর আমি তো কাঙ্গালো কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ধাই তব পাছে পাছে আমি তো কাঙ্গালো কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি আমি তো ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ও হে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ
Hare Krishna. Those who want to offer their respects by way of giving Guru Dakshina can contact Janaki Raman Prabhu, who is just staring there in the Annadanam counter. Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevakati Banda Moita Vadana Made Banda Moita Vadana Mate Jaharo Prasade Vai Kebavatoriya Jaharo Prasade Vai Krishna Prabdi Hoy Jaha Hoy De Krishna Prabdi Hoy Jaha Hoy De Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chidete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chidete Koriya Kya Arana Kariya Mane Asaha Arana Kariya Mane Asaha Sri Guru Charane Rati Kaise Uttama Gati Sri Guru Charane Rati Kaise Uttama Gati Ye prasade pure sarva asa Ye prasade pure sarva asa Chakkudan dila jai janme janme prabhu se Divya Gyani de Prakasito Oh Prema Bhakti Jahate Avidya Vinasa Jate Prema Bhakti Jahate Avidya Vinasa Jate Vede Gaya Jara Jarito Oh, Vede Gaya Jara Jarito Oh, Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamma Janara Bandhu Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamma Janara Bandhu Lokena Lokera Jivana Lokena Lokera Jivana Prabhu Karo Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Prabhu Karo Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ye Vedas Guru Tribhuvana. Ye Vedas Guru Tribhuvana. Bhanu Maharaj Jaya Bhanu Maharaj, Bhanu Maharaj Jaya Bhanu Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Yedinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vachatyodesatarine. Namaste Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Go Bhakta-vrinda Jaya. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Go Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Radha Krishna Jaya, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna Jaya, Lalita Vishaka. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Vatamaya. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Abhay Charanaranda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj appearance day Mahotsav ki. His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj Vyasa Mahotsav ki. ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki. Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya ki. Prem se kaho Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Shri Radha Krishna Gop Govinda Sham Kunda Radha Gunagiri Godan Dham ki. Harinam Sankirtanam ki. Jugadharma Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki, Srila Prabhupada Translate Book Distribution ki, Brihat Mridangam ki, Nitai Gaura Premananda Hari Haribol. All Gauris the assembled devotees, all Gauris the assembled devotees, all Gauris the assembled devotees, all Gauris to Shri Guru and Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada Shri Ki Jai. His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj ki. Third in the dining hall. The devotees can please also volunteer yourself. We need a lot of service. Matajis is also can serve prasadam. There are good choice of Matajis here. Young Matajis who can lift the bucket and serve, welcome.